It's game day, folks. It is early in the morning. We're filming here, but it's Saturday. It's Halloween weekend. I'm getting things started. Got a little bit of alcoholic cider. It's in one of these things. People think it's coffee, right? It's all about the container. Don't have to worry about anything like that. So I've got some alcoholic cider. We're having a block party tonight. I'm breaking away from it. Block Halloween party on my street. First year living there. My neighbor across the street, Michigan State guy. So assuming Michigan wins, I might just get obliterated drunk later on and go TP his house or something like that. But I've got a bunch of beers at the house, of course, for the game, for the party. I've got some of this alcoholic cider. And then we've got a snow cone maker that we're going to turn into a snow cone maker plus vodka. So let me know what you guys are drinking if you do that sort of thing. No pressure or anything like that. Here for the Michigan State Halloween weekend under the lights game. We have got a bunch of things to talk about on a game day show, the Michigan Football Report from Chat Sports, coming up right now. All right, here's my promise to you. If this video gets one like from you, I will do a post-game show tonight, right? That's the deal here. So it's pretty simple. Just like the damn video, put out the good vibes that Michigan is going to beat Michigan State and make me feel appreciated that I will spend my Saturday night focusing on getting a post-game show out and not partying with all the Halloween hooligans around the area. And I'm not attending the game because, of course, can't get any cell signal to do a post-game show on my iPhone or anything like that. Let's take some questions from the Michigan Football Report YouTube channel. Alex's autism acceptance channel. Went and looked at it. It's actually like a pretty positive channel. I kind of thought he was maybe like something, whatever. But pretty good channel there, Alex. Appreciate you your cause. He says, how much do you think records matter in this rivalry? Also, do you think it's different this year than in other years? So let me stick on this for a second. Then I'll go to my keys to victory that you may have saw a little bit on yesterday's shows. I think records typically don't matter because Michigan has been upset by some bad Michigan State teams over the years. But when Michigan plays a Michigan State team with 4 losses like they have this year, typically Michigan blows them out, right? 3, 4, 5 scores. There was a tweet going last week that I retweeted that listed all the scores of that. So when Michigan State comes in this game with 4 losses, this game's usually played in October or sometimes early November, right? That means they're a 3-4 team, a 4-4 team, a 4-5, 5-4 team, something like that. So they're coming with one of their worst teams. So if they have 3 or 4 losses, typically Michigan gets the job done. So I think this could be one of those years where they're just not up to the task. My keys to victory for this game, though, if you saw them yesterday, this is like the condensed version. Don't get rattled early. Michigan State is going to come out and give Michigan everything they've got from an offensive perspective, try and score in the first 2 or 3 drives. They've got them scripted. They've got them ready to go. They're going to pull out all the stops. Take what the defense gives you when you're the Michigan offense. If they're letting you run. Short passes, give it to them. But I think they're going to make J.J. McCarthy throw the ball deep to beat him. You have some one-on-one opportunities on the outside, one-on-one opportunities across the middle. Make those throws, make those calls, hit them. The Michigan Stadium crowd, get up, get there early, get there, maybe have a little one of these going on, so you're just extra rowdy, extra crazy. No fights, no stupid stuff, no puke, but just screaming till your lungs just won't have any more energy after the game. And this Michigan team, I'm hoping, will play up to the energy that you bring if you're at the game. Force Michigan State to run the ball. Their running game with Jalen Berger, I don't think, is anything that has the ability to, on its own, beat Michigan. But they can go deep, and they can win through the passing game if they have to. And then lastly, don't play scared. Don't turn the ball over. Don't, bring a conservative game plan. Michigan should not be. This is the 8th game of the year. There should be nothing that you're holding back as a program, as a offense, as a defense. What we see out of this team on Saturday, I think it's kind of a preview of what we're going to see 4 weeks after that against Ohio State in Columbus. So I'll ask you this question. With J.J. McCarthy potentially going to play the game of his life as a Michigan quarterback so far with the opportunity to throw the ball deep, right? It's my prediction, right? Things can change. Things can happen. But I think J.J. could have a breakout game based on the Michigan State defensive philosophy. Will Blake Corum have another 100-yard game? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no down in the comments. Simple response. Y for yes, N for no. Will Blake Corum have 100-plus yards on Saturday? Or on Saturday, tonight. Next question coming up from J Money Sniper. Do you think Michigan would get another night game this season? We are going back-to-back the next 2 weeks. So if you didn't see, obviously Michigan State tonight is a night game. Next Saturday on the road against Rutgers. You know what happened last time, Jack, that Michigan went on the road for a night game at Rutgers? Well, 2 times it actually happened. 2 years ago, they were down like 17 in the second quarter, came back and won that game. Cade McNamara came in for Joe Milton. And then 6 years ago was the famed 78-0 road victory that Michigan put on Rutgers, where Jabril Peppers even got in and scored a couple touchdowns from a wildcat position. So we'll talk about this here more in a second, but I want to tell you guys about BetUS. I put down $1,000 on the game, right? 500 on BetUS, 500 with a friend who roots for Michigan State. Give it up 22.5 points. I'm doing it with BetUS, but 500 was as much as I had in my account there, so also put a little side bet too. Go get going with BetUS. Promo code GoBlue gets you 125% deposit bonus. Go to chatsports.com/GoBlue. It redirects you so they can kind of track you to this promotion. So you make sure you get 125% deposit bonus. Sign up, make your deposit, type in that little GoBlue, no spaces in the promotion box. You have put 100 in, an extra 125, 2, and an extra 253, an extra 375, and up from there. Chatsports.com/GoBlue. Make sure to use that promo code GoBlue. Screenshot this right now. Go sign up and deposit after today's show. How about a third home night game? So J Money Sniper was asking about games in general. Sure, right? That's an opportunity. I don't necessarily think that the other games, Nebraska and Indiana will. I'm sorry, not Nebraska and Indiana. Who am I missing here? Just top of my head schedule. Nebraska is after the Michigan game. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here. I'm pull up the schedule. Just brain is Nebraska, Illinois, Rutgers. So, yeah, I guess I was right. It was just Nebraska and Illinois, right? So, leading up to the Illinois game there, which we'll show you here, is that there has been pressure from the TV networks, and these things are all fluid, right? The Rutgers game is going to be on Big Ten Network as a night game. So, unlikely or pretty much almost no chance that the Illinois game will be on Big Ten Network. And there's been a push since 2020 to do November night games in the Big Ten. We've got one coming up against Rutgers. Michigan does not have to, though. Contractually obligated, they don't have to do another one. They've got 2 night games. It's the most they can technically be forced to have one per the current Big Ten TV contract. But you never know. They've got you got Michigan State tonight, then Rutgers, Nebraska at home. And then you win those 3 games, you're number 2, 3 in the country going up against an Illinois team who they themselves. Take a look at the upcoming games for Illinois. At Nebraska, okay, today. Michigan State. That's a game they could lose potentially, so you never know. Purdue and then Michigan, all right? If they win those 3 games and Michigan wins their 3, what's to say that this won't be a highly contested matchup, a matchup that people have a ton of interest in? Illinois 17th in the country right now. Think about that. Brett Bielema has come in there just a couple years, and has turned Illinois completely around. They've got one of the best run defenses in the country. They got one of the best running backs in the country. There will be a lot of pressure on Michigan to have another home night game the week before Ohio State. Hearing that Michigan doesn't have a ton of interest as of right now. But just riddle me this. If the atmosphere is insane, if Michigan really feeds off that environment to a blowout victory against Michigan State, would it be the worst thing in the world to have a night game against Illinois? I don't know. As of now, I've heard Michigan is not interested in it, but the Big Ten TV partners, Fox, ESPN, etc., ABC, will continue to push for it, and we'll see what happens. You never know if Harbaugh just flips his idea, the players talk him into it, and Michigan could have a third home night game. Will 500 people comment Little Brother, please? All right, I saw 387 of you guys commented Little Brother on our show. I think it was on Wednesday. So leading up to today's game, 500 people comment Little Brother, because I've been having to do a lot of spam detection from the Michigan State fans, just putting some inflammatory things about Michigan and Jim Harbaugh and me personally. So welcome them with a Little Brother. You always will be the Little Brother to Michigan, and nothing about tonight's game or any game is ever going to change that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Michigan TV. As long as we get 1 like, I will have a video for you later on tonight. As soon as the game happens, I'm going to break away from the guests we're having over and film a post-game show in my Halloween costume. So make sure you stick around for that. Turn on those notifications so you get that video tonight as soon as the game is over. George Wilson says, what NFL player on this team do you think is the most NFL ready, excluding Blake Corum? Well, I've got 3 in mind that I want to just toss up on screen here. Oluwatimi, one of the best few offensive linemen in the country at this point, and whether he's a first-round pick or not, I don't know. Typically, centers aren't valued that high, like left tackles and such. Mozzie Smith was called the biggest freak athlete in college football coming into the season. I thought that because he's an interior defensive lineman and sometimes those guys can go really high, I thought he'd be getting a little more top 10, top 15 buzz, but I didn't think he has an outside chance when he goes and explodes the combine of being a first-round pick. And then DJ Turner could technically come back for the 2023 season. I bet he will leave, and he is one that I've actually seen in a couple mock drafts this month as being a first-round draft pick come next April. So those are the three that I think are most NFL ready that are eligible for the NFL draft this year. Behind them, I think Junior Colson, Donovan Edwards, J.J. McCarthy are the next potential guys that Michigan has as NFL prospects. Iyabiyoki potentially as well, although we haven't seen a ton of him. And then last but not least, all of Michigan's offensive linemen, Ryan Hayes, etc., Zach Sinter, they have potential to be NFL players, although I don't think they're as ready as these three guys here. KCY28, I feel our team needs to blow out MSU to ensure this season will be a great one. Do you feel like this game will be a statement game for us? I hate to say what I'm about to say because I don't want to jinx tonight. So if I say it, I'm going to say it, and if Michigan loses, it's my fault. I was going into the Michigan State game in 2015, Harbaugh's first season. He lost to Utah, then you kind of roll off 5-6 games after that. Michigan State was top 10 at the time. They went on to beat Ohio State, went to the college football playoff. I thought to myself, you're not going to beat Ohio State this year. At Harbaugh's first year, they had a juggernaut coming back, national championship team of the year. If you beat Michigan State, you have a chance to go 10-2 in Harbaugh's first season, even if you lose to Ohio State going into the bowl game. That would make the season. I'm not predicting a loss to Ohio State by any means, but if Michigan wins this game in dominating fashion, there's an argument to be said that even if they were to lose to Ohio State, that this season is a success. You start off 11-0, as long as, of course, you don't get blown out in Columbus like you did in 2018. So my prediction, folks, for this game, I'm going 45-17. Michigan wins this ball game. I bet it'll be within one score at halftime, though. So keep an eye out for something like 14-13 Michigan State at halftime, or even 17-14, 17-10. I think they're going to bring everything they have. Michigan will regroup, have a lot of coaching strategy in the second half, and will pour it on in the second half just like they did against Penn State. 45-17 is my score prediction that I promised you the last couple of days. But let me know down in the comments. Let's see who can get the score right. Predict the score. Michigan State. I am really looking forward to this game. I think two games last year I could point to. Wisconsin on the road, raucous road environment, like fourth game of the year. Ohio State at home. Those are two games that I felt Jim Harbaugh coached differently than he has almost his entire rest of Michigan career in those circumstances. Ruckus road atmosphere. Harbaugh really struggled with that. Absolutely laid it on Wisconsin in the second half. And then the Ohio State game, you're up by a point, I believe it was, at halftime. And Harbaugh just let it all hang out in the second half. Michigan dominated the second half, 27. And hoping we see that again tonight. What you guys think? My score prediction, 45-17. Let me know yours down in the comments. And if you made it to the end of today's video, that means you are a real one. You are a day one. You're an MFer. You are part of the squad. And you're my boy, Blue. So comment Go Blue so I can know who is part of the squad. Whoever comments Go Blue, I'm going to put you on my short list. Like the first 100 people comment Go Blue. I'm going to put you guys at the very top of our next t-shirt giveaway in the month of November. So comment Go Blue if you made it to the end of today's video. I will see you guys after the game tonight wearing my Halloween costume. Of course, as long as this video gets that one like. Enjoy the game, enjoy Halloween, and Go Blue.